Welcome back to Midco Sports Magazine. It is hockey season, and there is a NHL TV hockey analyst who says this: they develop pro hockey players at North Dakota. Simply stated, but it's simply true. This season there are 9 former UND players on NHL rosters, and as Dan Hammer shows us, the bond between all those who have passed through UND remains very strong.
Each has hoisted the Stanley Cup. Each has won the Selke Award as the NHL's best defensive forward.
Looks like it may have went off the stick right there of Jonathan Toews.
Former UND standouts Jonathan Toews and Troy Murray are separated by generations, yet share a special connection.
We're always keeping track of the team and how they're doing. And obviously he played with some of my coaches that I had there, and so it's a big family. Everyone seems to know each other. And
long before Toews would become a household name for UND and NHL fans, Troy Murray would live a similar story. Murray was a UND center iceman from 1980 to 82 and a third-round draft pick of the Blackhawks.
And I picked North Dakota because I liked the program, and obviously had a real good feel for Gino and the coaching staff there, that I thought that was the right place to go. 26
years later, the Blackhawks selected Toews with the 3rd overall draft pick after playing 2 years at UND.
The opportunities that you get from those coaches and the players that you're around on a daily basis definitely help you strive to be the best you can be.
Each have made their own mark on one of the most storied franchises in the National Hockey League. And they will tell you their playing days at UND are the foundation for their successful careers in the NHL.
You look at what makes a player successful at the college level, and the way that North Dakota believes that the game should be played, that relates to success at the National Hockey League level in a lot of ways, and just because of the culture that they have there.
There's no excuses for a guy that goes to play there. You know, if you want to improve, if you want to get better, and you want to get to the next level, you got all the tools and all the means necessary to get you there.
Murray played 988 games in the NHL, 5th most among all former UND players. Most of those games came in a Blackhawks sweater, but he won a Stanley Cup with Colorado in 1996. Years later, a young Jonathan Toews joined the Hawks organization, unaware that the color analyst for the Blackhawks radio network was also a former UND player.
When Jonathan came to Chicago for the first time, I went over and I introduced myself to him, and I said, John, Troy Murray played in the NHL, played at the University of North Dakota, way back in the day, and you could tell in Jonathan's eyes that there wasn't a lot of recognition there. Because then I look at it and I'm thinking, okay, first of all, he wasn't born when I was playing at the University of North Dakota, so there is no connection. He doesn't remember me, so on and so forth. But the funny thing is the next time I talked to Jonathan, whether he asked somebody or did whatever, he knew some of my numbers and he knew who was on my team. And
ironically, each would wear number 19 for the Blackhawks, but the tightest bond they share is their playing style. Both fearless two-way players with ardent work ethics, embodying the spirit of the team. In St. Paul these days, the Wild are making noise with one of the best records in the National Hockey League. One reason? Zach Parise. Now in his 9th season in the NHL, Parise sees some common traits among former UND players in the NHL.
What I've noticed is that they all, just in my opinion, they all play a hard style of hockey, and I think that's something you really get taught when you're playing there. They teach you to play the game the right way, and I think you can see that in all the guys in the NHL that have gone through the North Dakota program. You have that competitive level that a lot of people that just don't have.
It's a storied program. A lot of great players have been through there, and I think the coaching and the opportunities that you get from those coaches and the players that you're around on a daily basis definitely help you strive to be the best you can be.
In Los Angeles, Matt Greene's newest teammate is another former UND player. Matt Frattin was traded to the Kings this summer. Greene and Frattin just missed being teammates at UND. Greene played through the spring of 2005, while Frattin arrived in the fall of 2007. And yet, Frattin wasn't surprised that the first person to meet him upon arriving in Los Angeles was Greene.
He's a great guy, off the ice, on the ice. He's always talking to you if he wants to go out for dinner or whatnot, go watch some football. He's always open to anything. That's something you want as a new player coming in, just to make you feel comfortable. And definitely, as soon as I got down here, Greene was one of the first guys that kind of took me under his wing, and really excited about that.
Here in Ralph Engelstad Arena, the hallway outside of the UND locker room honors those former UND players who have played in the NHL or are currently playing. It also honors those who have won major individual league awards like Ed Belfour, Troy Murray, and Toews, and also honors those who have hoisted the Stanley Cup.
It's a great program. They're getting a lot of quality talent there right now. Then also, I think the main thing is the coaches are doing a great job developing it and getting you ready for the pro game, and also just letting you have fun at school too. Like it's awesome. I mean, I'm definitely proud to be a Sioux, and that will never change. And extremely happy that you see guys have success in the league, and the fresher crop of guys coming up is fun to see.
You do have that connection between the guys, and you see each other you're on the ice, you talk to each other a little bit, so you still have that relationship, which is a cool thing.
Well, if you're wondering who might be next to jump from UND to the NHL, Hammer says to keep an eye on two guys who finished up their careers at UND last season. Corbin Knight is in the Flames organization, and Danny Cristo has a real shot with the New York Rangers. Coming up next on Midco Sports Magazine, he's got a coaching name, and he's doing it now in the NBA game. We'll catch up with this former Coyote who's now on the bench in Portland.